Welcome to the Murder Mystery Vault. Today's story proves that behind every crime lies a tale of anger and despair that twists reality, shattering innocent lives. This case revolves around a seemingly perfect family. As the case unfolds, it becomes increasingly difficult to understand how chaos can unravel the human mind. The police are faced with a puzzle, a holiday tragedy that reveals the destructive power of unchecked emotions and the devastating consequences of choices made in moments of despair. It was a quiet Christmas morning in Grapevine, Texas, a suburban town nestled just outside the bustling Dallas-Fort Worth metroplex. The scent of pine and gingerbread hung in the air, the kind of festive atmosphere you'd expect in a place that calls itself the Christmas capital of Texas. But as the clock struck 11:34 a.m. on December 25, 2011, everything would change in the blink of an eye. A 911 call came in, faint and erratic.
911, what's your emergency?
The operator could barely make out the words, but the whispers of help me," were enough to set off alarm bells. Within moments, police officers were dispatched, their hearts heavy with dread as they raced toward the address, unaware of the horrors they were about to uncover. Upon arrival, officers encountered an eerie silence. A simple knock at the door went unanswered, so they forced entry. What they found inside was nothing short of a nightmare. In a room surrounded by unwrapped Christmas presents and torn wrapping paper, 7 family members lay dead. There were no signs of struggle, no forced entry, just a massacre, cold, calculated, and swift. The victims ranged in age from teenagers to seniors, all shot to death. The scene itself seemed to freeze time. Christmas had come and gone, but the holiday joy was now overshadowed by tragedy. Among the dead were Aziz Yasan Pana, his wife Nasrin, their children Nona and Ali, and several extended family members. Who could have committed such a brutal act? What drove someone to destroy the lives of so many? Was it a moment of rage or a carefully planned scheme? What triggered the violence that tore apart a once happy family? The answers seem elusive, but one thing is certain: the truth hides behind a web of secrets waiting to be uncovered. Aziz Yasan Pana, born in Iran on May 29, 1955, was a strict and serious man to those who knew him. He and his wife Nasrin, born in 1956, built a life in America after moving from Iran. Despite Aziz's stern demeanor, neighbors spoke of his devotion to his children. Yet, beneath the surface, there were cracks in the family foundation. Financial troubles plagued the family for years. Aziz's legal troubles in 1996 over tax evasion set the stage for what would become a downward spiral. By 1999, the family's financial situation deteriorated to the point where they filed for bankruptcy. Matters only worsened in 2007 when Aziz left his career in real estate. His pride was wounded as Nasrin, who had a cosmetology license, became the primary breadwinner. Aziz's resentment grew as his wife stepped into the role he had once occupied. The tension in the household was palpable. Nasrin's friend, a nearby salon owner, shared that she worked tirelessly to hold the family together, but Aziz showed no effort. Friends and neighbors noticed growing tension, fueled by Aziz's resentment over losing his role as the provider, leaving him bitter as Nasrin took on the financial burdens. By 2010, Nasrin, despite working hard, was forced to file for bankruptcy as well. The strain on their marriage was unbearable. The tension in the household continued to escalate, with resentment toward Aziz growing not just from Nasrin, but also from their children, Nona and Ali. After 24 years of marriage, Nasrin finally reached her breaking point. Aziz's refusal to contribute had become unbearable, leading her to make the difficult decision to separate from him. In April 2011, Nasrin left Aziz, taking their children to an apartment in Grapevine, Texas. From the outside, things appeared fine. Neighbors saw Aziz attending school events and volunteering, and the family seemed to go on with their lives. But within, the tensions were festering. Nasrin, in her new life, tried to find stability. Nona had dreams of becoming a lawyer, and Ali, a typical teenager, was trying to navigate the chaos of their changing world. Aziz, on the other hand, watched from the sidelines, consumed by rage and jealousy. His family was thriving without him, and that, it seems, was the breaking point. On the morning of December 25th, 2011, Nasrin prepared to host a Christmas gathering in her new apartment. She had invited her sister, brother-in-law, and mother-in-law to celebrate the holiday together. But one person was conspicuously absent: Aziz. For reasons that remain unclear, Aziz found out about the gathering. Consumed by rage, he decided to take matters into his own hands. Dressed in a Santa Claus costume, he drove to the apartment complex at 2500 Hall Johnson Road, parking his SUV nearby. At 11 a.m., he knocked on the door, claiming to surprise the children. Nasrin, hoping to maintain peace, allowed him to enter. But the atmosphere was far from festive. His presence was unwanted, and tension lingered in the air. At 11:15 a.m., Nasrin's niece, Sara, sent a sarcastic text to her friend, complaining about her uncle's appearance. "Now he wants to be all fatherly and win Father of the Year," she texted. But just 19 minutes later, a chilling 911 call was made from inside the apartment. Grapevine 911. "What is your emergency?" the operator asked. The response was faint, a whisper on the other end of the line. "Help me! Help me!" came the plea, before the call abruptly cut off. Seconds later, officers were at the apartment complex, and the horrifying scene was laid bare. 7 family members were dead, shot multiple times, all victims of a premeditated killing spree. Among the dead were Nona and Ali, Nasrin's brother-in-law Hussein, and the rest of the family. But it was the final moments of Aziz's life that offered the most chilling revelation. Ali, Nona, Sara, and Zora were each shot multiple times in the head. Hussein, Nasrin's brother-in-law, sustained gunshot wounds to the head, chest, and stomach, indicating he may have tried to escape or resist. Nasrin and Aziz were both found with a single gunshot to the head. 2 firearms were discovered at the scene: a 9mm pistol and a .40 caliber firearm. Strangely, autopsies revealed all victims except Hussein were shot with the same weapon, while Hussein was shot with both guns. Adding to the mystery, Hussein was found clutching the 9mm pistol, one of the weapons used to kill him, while Aziz held the other gun. With no signs of forced entry, investigators determined it was an inside job. The investigation quickly zeroed in on Aziz as the killer. Evidence mounted, leading authorities to believe that Aziz had orchestrated the massacre. 2 firearms were discovered in the living room, one a 9mm pistol, the other a .40 caliber handgun. The 9mm pistol was registered to Aziz, and ballistic testing confirmed that it had been used in the killings. Gunshot residue found on Aziz's hands confirmed he had fired the weapon multiple times. But it wasn't just the physical evidence that painted Aziz as the killer. Police enhanced the 911 call, and what they uncovered sent chills down their spines. In the muffled whispers, they could hear someone say, "I am shooting people," before the call disconnected. The voice matched Aziz's. It was clear. Aziz had made the call while executing his family, and his final act was to take his own life. In a disturbing twist, Aziz had tried to frame his brother-in-law Hussein for the murders. The 9mm pistol, which had been registered to Aziz, was found in Hussein's hand, carefully wiped clean of fingerprints. This final act of manipulation only added to the horror. The motive behind the massacre remains elusive. Some point to Aziz's deep resentment of his wife and children who had moved on without him as the driving force. For the residents of Grapevine, Texas, the tragedy would forever change the perception of their quiet town. How could something so monstrous occur in a place so serene? The answers, if they exist, may never be fully known. But what is clear is that the Grapevine Massacre, a tragedy that took place on a Christmas morning, will haunt the community and anyone who hears the tale forever. Don't miss out on more captivating crime mysteries and gripping tales. Hit the subscribe button now and turn on the bell icon to stay updated with our latest uploads. Your support keeps us going.